Welcome to Community Forum. Today, we will be talking about youth voices and how they can be heard. Free Spirit Media is an organization that allows that to happen by letting our youth take a step into the media world and broadcast their thoughts. Joining me is Jeff McCarter, founder of Free Spirit Media, and Jerry Garcia, Hoops High head coordinator, to give us an insight of how Free Spirit Media works. Welcome, you guys. How are you today?
Great.
Good, thank you.
So, first, I'd like to start off. What is Free Spirit Media? Give me a brief insight what that is.
Sure. Jeanette, Free Spirit Media is a nonprofit organization based here in Chicago that offers in-school, after-school, and community-based hands-on media production opportunities to teens and young adults.
So, Jerry, I know that you are with Hoops High, one of the programs offered by Free Spirit Media. So, what goes on with Hoops High? What do you all do?
What doesn't go on with Hoops High? We're an after-school program that is run through Free Spirit Media. We're housed out of North Lawndale College Prep, Collins campus, although we do work in other schools. We are divided into level 1 and level 2. So level 1 is our apprenticeship program, and level 2 is our advanced apprenticeship program. So what happens at level 1, our apprenticeship program, is we provide the space for youth to engage in meaningful conversations with one another, and we help foster and develop 21st century skills that they can then use to apply for future careers. So it serves a lot as a career development, professional development, even personal development. And what I mean by that is that we provide the opportunity for youth to create PSAs, so public service announcements, and basically it empowers them because it gives them the opportunity to then go out into their communities, identify issues that are important to them, and create media around that. So that starts at our apprenticeship program, and that the skills that they learn there, the media literacy skills, which are so crucial nowadays because media is so pervasive in our society, they take the skills that they learn in their apprenticeship program and then they apply those to our advanced apprenticeship program, which then we take out the cameras and we set up our broadcasts, and that's where you sort of see the Hoops High on CAN TV and you see those game broadcasts. That comes out of our advanced apprenticeship program, and so the skills that they're learning at the apprenticeship level, they take with them to that advanced level, so their media literacy, problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, because as Jeff can attest, on production days, you know, it's sort of, you got to roll with it. Something happens, or maybe somebody doesn't show up that's supposed to be there. You just got to keep going with it. So our youth are always ready. They're ready to rock, ready to roll, and it's a fun time. So I hope that was a decent enough explanation.
It was awesome. It was a great explanation.
Thank you.
So, speaking of PSAs, I know since you mentioned you all do PSAs, I know Free Spirit Media are full of PSAs. So with the PSAs that your students produce, like, what do you hope other youth get out of them?
Absolutely. Well, I'd say building off of what Jared's talking about, these media literacy skills, Free Spirit Media's mission is to cultivate diverse youth voices to transform media and society. So really, we're making media, or the young people that are making media through Free Spirit Media programs are not just doing so in a vacuum. They're doing so with the intention of informing and influencing their world. And they have insight that is really valuable for society to learn from. And they're producing incredible PSAs. PSAs are produced throughout Free Spirit Media's curriculum. It builds off of media literacy. That's like one of the first hands-on production projects. So everyone makes these things, but we also make them at a very high level. So we've actually produced 30-second PSAs for broadcast, and a few years ago we actually won an Emmy Award, a Chicago Midwest Emmy, for our PSA Being Big as a Choice, which was about thinking and making a choice to not be violent. We had another PSA that was nominated for an Emmy that was See Yourself in a Different Light, which was all about young people not seeing themselves as negative in their community, but seeing themselves as assets, and also seeing the value of education, because that that PSA was produced for a Corporation for Public Broadcasting initiative called the American Graduate. So it's
nice.
It's amazing, and some are just more fun. You know, one of my favorite PSAs is called "Be Yourself," and it's just, you know, a young man kind of getting picked on, and he's like, "Hold it, this is me."
Well, let's actually take a look at one of the PSAs produced by Free Spirit Media.
So, can you tell me what kind of experience you might have that qualifies you for this position?
Yes, I can.
All right, that was one of Free Spirit Media's PSAs that they have produced. Now, we're going to talk about sports now. So, Jay, this is your field. So, with Hoops High, you all, what all sports do you all produce?
So we do basketball, Hoops High. We've also done football. We are actually speaking to several track coaches to sort of figure out a strategy to shoot for them. But really what it is we look for great opportunities. We look for great opportunities that are learning experiences for our young people. And when we did football, which you might recall because you were on the crew.
I do.
You know, it's interesting because for basketball, sometimes we'll shoot in a gym, you know, and conditions are controlled, you know, through different ways, air conditioning or lack thereof. But for football, you know, we're outside and it's, you know, you're sort of out with the elements. So we have equipment, our remote equipment, which we then take and, you know, we have to pack a van up, you know, and then you know the story, then we load it out. And it's extensive work and it takes a whole team to do that. So these are sort of the experiences that we want to have our young people have, you know, working in a group, working in that unit, relying on others and yourself, but also knowing that, you know, something might happen where we have to problem solve or we have to apply some critical thinking skills. So football for me is a great example because, you know, we get there, maybe this doesn't work. Okay, we got to patch it into this, or you know, there has to be some sort of recabling done, but we make it work. And, you know, for me, that's sort of the epitome of Hoops High is, you know, we go through it, you know, we get through it and we produce quality and we provide that learning opportunity and that learning experience for you all.
Now, with the whole football situation, so as you said, weather conditions are very different. So how do you get your team, you know, to stick out there through like the rain or the cold or
so,
how does that happen?
So what I like to remind our young folks is, you know, we're sort of all out here together. You know, we're all if there's weather out here, we're all sort of experiencing that weather. And it's just a matter of, you know, encouraging the person next to you, motivating the person next to you, because a lot of times, you know, if you have somebody that's sort of disengaging or maybe they're having a bad day, you know, it takes the whole team to sort of help lift them up, so then that person can, you know, get back into the team and provide their insight and their perspective, you know, in terms of what we're doing. So that's how I would motivate them. I say, you know, look at the person next to you, you know, are they there with you, you know, and have that sort of, you know, camaraderie, that peer support.
So
really
would you
key.
say it's like different experiences between being in a gym and being out in the field?
I would say so. I mean, the gym can be hot. It can be hot or it can be really cold. And sometimes there's an engineer around where we can say, hey, you know, maybe we can lower this or raise it. It's not like if we're in a football field, I can just ask somebody, hey, no rain today, no thunder, none of that. Obviously, safety's first. So if there is we have some sort of situation where, you know, our safety is sort of in jeopardy, then, you know, we call it there. But it's like I've touched on before, it's really unexpected, you know, and when you're outside and you're working in those conditions, the probabilities of something happening that's unexpected sort of increase, you know, in terms of a controlled environment. So.
Yeah, I definitely understand. Yeah. But let's go ahead and take a look at what Hoops High does.
Yeah, sure.
For your Hoops High. can't handle love.
Well, there's your hoops high. They seem pretty interesting. Believe me, they are. Now we're gonna go on to news. FSM News, I hear so much about it. So with FSM News, with all the stories they produce, with all the reporting they do, what do you see coming out of them?
So journalism is a service to society. Journalism is information sharing. And where Hoops High, which that last graphic attested, has covered over 500 games since it started in 2000, and that was our very first program. As we started to branch beyond sports, we first went into PSAs because it was a kind of a tangible thing that you could create a script that had a purpose and produce it well. But we started to get into journalism because there are so many issues and stories that are going on in our society that young people have insight into that are not being reported by the mainstream media. So FSM News, and we have a South Side chapter and a West Side chapter, is actively producing stories about issues in the community. And we also have a really exciting kind of new media innovation journalism program that we call Real Shy Youth. And that's all about the same kind of principles of journalism and ethical reporting, but also about using new media tools such as Twitter and Instagram, blogging, etc., which is all of our journalism is starting to kind of span from broadcast to new media to really provide the best educational experience for our young people to really understand where media is going, and also to give them a voice in whatever platform is going to allow them to connect with an audience.
Yeah, well, media is definitely where all the youth is today. So with the West Side and the South Side chapter, are there different programs for the West Side and South Side chapter, or is it just like the same program, just giving more opportunities for students to join?
It's more opportunities. It's really, we have a portfolio of programs within Free Spirit Media's umbrella. Like with Hoops High, which has the two levels, the apprentice and the advanced. The program at the Gary Comer Youth Center and the program at Home and Square are both two-tiered programs. We partner with After School Matters, which is a wonderful partner and has been with us since almost the beginning, allowing a context for young people to be in a workplace environment and also receive some pay, which is terrific. And really, it's we're trying to have opportunities. So having opportunities on the South Side and the West Side, those are both parts of Chicago that really are under-resourced, unfortunately, and really need and deserve opportunities for young people to develop tangible skills that they can go forth with and make a difference in the world.
Well, I've seen a few news stories, but we're going to let our viewers take a look at one.
There has been a lot of controversy around the death of Trayvon Martin. Across the country, many people are rallying because they're angry about the final verdict.
The American dream has never really been for people who are different.
Meet Terry, Darnell, Malia, and Jashawn, who hang out at the Center on Halsted. The Center is a well-known safe haven for Chicago's LGBT youth.
Well, that was part of the news segment that Free Spirit Media produces. Now, I know you all also do documentaries. Now, I know documentaries are also a very important and special thing for students to produce because it's their own stories and things like that. So I'm pretty sure with the documentaries you all have seen, what do you see coming out of these students as they tell their stories, get a chance to let people know, like, stop doing this or need a change for this? What do you see?
I love the documentary form in that it allows you to go deep into a subject, whereas a PSA, it's 30 seconds, so you really can just get kind of one key point across. In a documentary, you can explore, and that's a huge part of what Free Spirit Media is about. And documentaries are kind of like the pinnacle of our in-school curriculum. Like our program at North Lawndale College Prep, for example, has an in-school class in advanced documentary production where an individual young person develops kind of a driving question that they want to explore, and they actually spend a whole year exploring it as a research topic and about half a year producing a documentary, interviewing their peers, community members, issue experts, people from universities, from civic society, and the topics they take on, you know, whereas PSAs are much more like, here's an issue, let's address it. Topics in the documentaries just cover such a range, from hairstyles to media's influence on society to ebonics to food deserts. It's been fascinating.
What about you, Jared? What do you see?
To go off what Mr. McCarter said, I see, you know, a incredible sense of exploration with our young folks, and to see them go out and ask the questions that they want to ask and explore the topics that they want to explore, I think is a fantastic opportunity. And the fact that then these young people get to speak and connect with professionals who maybe have a different level of insight than they have on that topic is really, it's a great opportunity. And I think in terms of networking for young folks, that it's, you know, you're talking and engaging with professionals who may have been doing this for 20 plus years. To have that sort of knowledge be transferred from one generation to the next, I think is incredible. With these documentaries, you see a great sense of self-awareness as well, in terms of what vision they want to see, and to see it manifest from paper to, you know, pre-production, and then, you know, then you have a video, and then post-production, then, you know, there's a showcase for it, is incredible. And to see the vision sort of realized for these young folks is really special.
Yeah, I think it is great that they get a chance to show people what's really going on. You know, the city tends to, you know, just go based off what they see. They don't really try to figure out the reason why it's happening or what's the cause of it. How can they fix it? They just go based off, you know, oh, so much violence, get more police. It's like you're not doing anything to try to, you know, stop that. And I definitely agree. You know, it gives, you know, students a chance to let people know, like, this is what's going on, this is what needs to change, and this is how I feel about it. But we're going to take a look at one of the docs produced by Free Spirit Media.
Launcher, shake that laffy taffy, jolly raunchy rapper, that dance ski, she do that thing for 3 weeks.
Redmond does a really good job of how we conceive normal things, you know what I'm saying? But what happens if we put the speaker system and the DJ on a giant movable cart, you know what I'm saying, that shoots fire to have people dancing and see really positive things going on in Chicago that not necessarily the news weren't covered, but they'd rather talk about worse things going on the west side than what Red Moon is trying to do.
Ooh, the Bucket Boys is going ham. Yeah, Bucket
Boys. We had a Yangon Chicago peace concert in Myanmar. It was incredible.
Why don't we start there? Why don't we start with young people and teach them ways to cultivate peace? And then with that, you carry that torch, you carry that light, and you're able to create community.
The people, we are the same. Just because we were categorized as Americans or as a Myanmar, as a Thai, doesn't mean that we are separated. We all humans are the same.
All right, you've just seen one of Free Spirit Media's documentaries, So you guys, I would like to thank you all so much for coming on the show. You all have been a great supporting to help students, you know, get their voices out. And that's what Free Spirit Media is all about, getting their voices heard and, you know, letting them know what can change, because people don't tend to listen to us unless it's a problem going on. So I thank you all so much for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome. And Jeanette, I just want to say how proud Free Spirit Media is of you to have you here, and KNTV, our oldest partner, to be doing this amazing work. We're super proud of you.
Really great.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Joining me next is Dalila Ngubani. She's with Free Spirit Media's News and Hoops High. But first, we're going to take a look at her work. There's a very interesting program by the name of Now is the Time.
Up next, in our Did You Know segment, we will introduce you to a program that has media and theater for teens.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to FSM News.
There is more to Now is the Time than media and theater. They have literary events and so much more.
Here's more on the story.
Did you know that Now is the Time is a citywide program that encourages the youth to make a positive change in the community? Through theater and other art forms, Now is the Time aims to stop youth violence and intolerance. They offer workshops for educators, media making for teens, theater classes for teens, and so much more. Reporting for FSM News, I am Jeanette Tate.
Well, I'm here with Dalila Ngubani, as you just saw in the FSM News products. So, I know that you are with FSM News and Hoops High.
Yes.
So, we all know FSM is about getting your voice heard, let it be heard, say what you got to say.
Yeah.
So, what do you see different from FSM News and Hoops High?
Well, it's just like, it's night and day. FSM News, like, they focus on news. It's strictly journalism. You have to write your scripts. You go out, you report. You have to operate your own cameras. Whereas Hoops High is more of like, it's fast-paced. It's like you're out there, you're filming games, basketball games, football games. You need your team to be behind you so everything can work. Whereas with like FSM News, like you can report your own package and be okay as long as you have your cameraman. Whereas with Hoops High, you need everybody to cooperate with you so you can have a good production.
So you play a different role in FSM News and in Hoops High, correct?
Yeah.
So what exactly do you do at FSM News and Hoops High?
Well, FSM News, I would particularly be in front of the camera, so I would report, I would write anchor scripts, I would write my reporting questions. I normally would stray away from being behind the camera, but I would participate in editing and things of that matter. Whereas with Hoops High, I started as reporter, sideline reporter, producer. So instead of me reporting, I would like go get interviewees for the reporter, and I would like mingle with the crowd and things of that matter. But now I've switched it, so now I'm color commentator, so I work alongside the play-by-play announcer, and we announce the game. So we're the voices you hear during the games, the highlights and things of that matter. I take statistics and things of that sort.
So is that more interesting than being in front of the camera?
Yeah, it's more interesting because when you're announcing a game, like you never have a space to be quiet. Like the game, the life of the game is in your hands. Like you and your partner, like you have to keep this game exciting. Like although they're watching it, it's up to you to get them excited and keep them excited. So yeah, it's better than FSM News. My position at FSM News a little bit because I just like sports. It's faster. It's a faster pace. That's all.
Definitely. So, what exactly, going into the media field, getting started there. So, what exactly interests you in the media field?
What's interesting? Everything is interesting because it's not like you can ever just learn everything, because whatever you tend to dab your hands in something, there's going to be something else. You can learn the camera, and then when you learn the camera, you're going to want to learn graphics. You're going to want to learn all type of other things, sequence shots and things of that matter. So like everything about the media field interests me, but I find it most interesting, like writing scripts. I like writing my own scripts. I don't care for people to write my scripts for me because you know what you want to say best before anybody. What else do I like? Announcing, again, because you get to say what you feel. It's all about, I enjoy positions that allow me to express myself the way that I would like to express myself. So that's what I like about the media field, being able to express myself the way that I want to. And that's what Free Spirit Media does for you. It allows you to do that.
So I know, with the package we had just watched, I know you were there probably a couple years ago in the package.
Yeah,
so
a long time.
So with being Free Spirit Media for a good amount of years. So do you feel that FSM helped you accomplish letting your voice be heard, saying what you need to say or what you want to say? Do you feel FSM helped you accomplish that?
Very much so, because of the fact of the matter that when you even when I'm in FSM News, you have the ability to go out and report on subjects that you care about. You have the ability to do PSAs that you care about. As PSAs, you also can do with Hoops High. And then when you're with Hoops High, you get to, you have freedom, like social media wise. We can tweet about what we're doing, Instagram about what we're doing, Facebook, things of that matter. Free spirit media too, but you have to, be a little bit more strict and precise when you're with news, because it's journalism, so you have to be dead on. With Hoops High, you have a little bit more free time. I mean, not free time, but you have a little, a little leeway. You can be a little teenager a little bit.
So it's almost like professional being like more free in a way.
Yeah. But you still have to be professional with Hoops High, and it's both. I love it. Yeah.
So is there anything you would want to change about Free Spirit Media, or is everything just peachy, really good?
No, everything is really good. Of course, there's things like we would like to explore more throughout the city and things of that matter. But, I mean, we have the coordinators where we can sit down and talk to them and say, well, hey, I would like to do this and I would like to do that. And they hear us out. So they make it, if it's possible, they ensure that, we have the ability to experience it. If it's not, they work hard to get it done or try to get it done for future references or in the future. But I wouldn't change anything about it. They're doing a good job.
Well, I'm glad you're having a great time there at Free Spirit Media, and thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
If you want to know more about Free Spirit Media and how you can get involved, visit their website to check out their work and to see how you can even get involved yourself. Community Forum is a community service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune in to Community Forum, local issues and concerns every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Jeanette Tate. Thank you for joining us.